Your death has severe implications to other people, far greater than you can ever understand in your moment. The impact that we can make getting through the other side, you are worth it.
Yeah, you are worth it. That simple statement is an incredibly powerful message, and that one from a veteran who attempted suicide twice while battling PTSD.
And while others saw his success, his medals, recognition, other honors, he fought the battle inside of his mind alone. And he sat down with John Paul to share his story and encourage others to accept help.
I had hair then.
Tommy Riemann always knew that he would join the military, but he didn't know just how far it would take him. 2003, Riemann and 7 other soldiers dropped off behind enemy lines in Iraq.
And we felt like this was our response to 9/11. This was our response to defend our country, protect our freedom.
He was in the thick of battle at 23.
It's a day I'll never forget. I just hear these loud explosions, and it happens so fast.
Perhaps the only person to tell this story better would be President George W. Bush. This was the 2007 State of the Union address.
In December 2003, he was on a reconnaissance mission in Iraq when his team came under heavy enemy fire. He was shot in the chest and arm and received shrapnel wounds to his legs, yet he refused medical attention. He helped to repel a second attack, firing grenades at the enemy's position. For his exceptional courage, Sergeant Riemann was awarded the Silver Star. He has earned the respect and the gratitude of our entire country.
The president said my name.
He was a national hero. It was the high point in his life.
And so I came off of a really high peak thinking this was the most amazing thing. Obviously, there was a ton of media around it, and it was a really unique experience. But at the end of the day, I still felt empty.
Riemann would later find out he was suffering from severe PTSD, but he buried those feelings and pushed on. Now, he even had his own action figure and starred in a video game, but he was miserable.
I grabbed my rifle. It was locked and loaded.
But a friend walked in just in time and stopped him. The Army made him see a doctor, but he says he didn't really want the help. And when he came back home, he got into his truck and tried again.
I got up to speed, so about 70. And as I started to impact the tree, I'd close my eyes.
Miraculously, he wasn't even hurt, but that moment is the one he realized he needed serious help. A friend asked him to see an expert. He was hesitant, but underwent 47 days of intense therapy and rehab. His message: there are people, friends, family, and organizations that want to help you. You just have to let them.
You will not get anywhere without other people. So why not now? Why not in the most critical moment of your life, when you're really struggling, when you're hurting?
Like I told you 6 weeks ago when we met.
Tommy Riemann now helps other vets through the Veterans Bridge Home. They connect veterans with local resources so they too can get the help they need. His advice for those struggling like him:
There's a lot going on. You're running a business.
Open up to anyone who will listen about what you're going through.
But vulnerability is the key. Be willing to get hurt. But that's the only way you're going to grow. Like, we need to be vulnerable enough to air out some of our baggage.
Be willing, be vulnerable. There's just so much more to that conversation. We do want to give you an opportunity to hear all of it. We've put together an extended cut of that interview on our WSOC app.
Now, Tommy Riemann's struggle is not unique, sadly. 17 veterans die by suicide every day. The VA calls veteran suicide prevention their top clinical priority.
Veterans are at a higher risk for suicide than the average person, but the need for suicide prevention, it is so great across the board that federal regulators are now changing how you reach crisis centers.
Soon, all you'll have to dial is 988 to reach the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. For now, though, you still have to dial that 10-digit number, which is 1-800-273-TALK.
And here at Channel 9, we have a live look at the volunteers. They are taking your calls right now, connecting you with local mental health resources. You can call 1-800-950-3739 to speak to someone confidentially and for free.
There are many options if you're looking for help, and therapy is one of them. But sometimes people write that off, thinking that's only for a serious diagnosis of mental illness.
A local group of Charlotte therapists are working to break down that idea, normalize therapy, make it more accessible. I got an inside look at how they're using technology to do it and reach more people.
What's good?
At first glance, this just looks like a room full of friends, catching up, cracking jokes.
I have to cut them off because they are clowning.
But listen for a few more seconds.
This is your girl, Kevon.
Dr. Anthony Andrews, a licensed professional counselor.
Hey y'all, this is Dr. Sheree Watkins, licensed professional counselor.
Dr. Phil Murray, board certified in adult and child psychiatry.
And these doctors start discussing serious topics.
This is a conversation that I think has been blossoming in the Black community.
This is The Charting Room,
We are back with another episode.
a podcast named after the charting rooms where doctors debrief. It was therapist Kevon King's idea to gather therapists for casual conversations to draw a wider audience into the world of wellness. Dr. Andrews and the others jumped on board.
People are really gravitating to the idea that, okay, this is normal, and we're normalizing therapy, and we're kind of facing the stigma, the negative stigma associated with it.
Always feel free to reach out.
They're recording their second season now. Topics range from how to find a therapist to burnout, pop culture, race, even TV shows that showcase the impact that trauma, poverty, and other real-life issues have on our mental health. Who would you say is the target audience for The Charting Room?
It is our millennials. They are the young people who are actually in the throes of making change.
Dr. Sheree Watkins knows seeking help can be hard. She walked us through the traumatic experience that led her to therapy.
I'm a survivor myself. I was date raped, and so I didn't understand why that happened to me. And it took me a while to really get to a place of wanting to work through being a survivor of sexual assault.
It was a turning point.
How all those was making me make unhealthy decisions with weight management, having bouts of depression, being a very high scholastic overachiever, and utilizing that as my way to cope. In these women ministries and churches,
And she realized she could help people connect the dots in their lives and transform the way she had through therapy. Now her main clients are millennial women, and the questions they bring to her couch may surprise you.
I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. That's a reason to see a therapist.
Yes. Everybody thinks they have to have a diagnosis. They always think about what we call the severe and profound mental illnesses such as schizophrenia, bipolar, depression, anxiety. Some come in with just day-to-day issues.
Dr. Andrews says this shows public perception is trending in the right direction. His clients range from 3 to 90 years old, but he still believes more people could benefit from therapy. You know how you go to the doctor for a physical? Well, he suggests a mental wellness check.
I call them oil changes. So if you have a Ferrari outside or if you have a Honda outside, they both need oil changes. They both need checkups. And your mental health checkup is just as important as a physical, just as important as anything else you can do.
And it's easier than ever to connect thanks to technology. Dr. Watkins and many other therapists are trained in teletherapy, helping people through text messages, Skype, email.
Now, let's dig in.
And with each download, The Charting Room is catching on. Listeners are requesting topics.
Some tough topics such as imposter syndrome, a lot dealing with racism in the workplace.
They're hoping people who are hesitant to seek help will ease in and start here.
We are The Charting Room.
The Charting Room's most popular episode is how to find a therapist.
There you go.
A big help for people that are taking their first step.
They also recommend sites to help people search for a local therapist. One is Psychology Today.